Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say Kahalayim La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wadash. Double honors to our apostles, elders, teachers at the Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Most High's election. All right, so Matthew the 26th chapter and the 47th verse, and it says, "And while yet spake Judas, one of the 12, with him a great multitude with swords and staves from the chief priests and elders, and now he that betrayed gave them a sign, saying, Whomsoever I shall kiss, that same is he, hold him fast. And forthwith he came to Yahushua and said, Hail, master, and kissed him. Yahushua said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they and laid hands on Yahushua and took him. And behold, one of them which were with Yahushua stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest. Again thy sword into thy place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. All right, goes on to say, Then said Yahushua unto him, put it, also like in 53rd verse, there, for all that take the sword shall perish with the sword. 53rd verse, Thinkest thou that I cannot pray to my Father, that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? All right. So when the Lord made this statement, right, you know, he said, Thinkest thou that I cannot uh, gather more than 12 legions of angels, that my Father won't send me 12 legions of angels? All right. But 54th verse, how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled that thus it must be? All right. So the Lord, he had the power to call down the armies of heaven on the Roman Empire, man, at any time of his choosing. He had the power. He could have easily called down the UFOs, the ships. You know, he could have called down the angels and rained down fire upon the heathens. You know, and he could have been delivered and whatnot. But that wasn't his plan. That wasn't what was supposed to happen. What was supposed to happen, you know, was he was supposed to be put down. You know, he was supposed to lay down his life for his people. That's what he said. I came to do the will of my Father, of him that sent me. You know, I didn't come to do my will. All right. So as it tells you in the Lord, pray, let thy will be done on the earth as it is in heaven. So the Lord, when he made that statement, he was letting you know that I could easily look, you so-called white people, you ain't got no power. Look, don't take up the sword, don't take up vengeance. Look, let all things be fulfilled, man. Let the Lord's will be fulfilled. All right. And then wait upon me, because I could have easily called the legions of angels down, man. I could have easily did that. But he wasn't hasty, man. You know, he let the Lord's will, you know, he put his faith in the Father, man. All right. Likewise, we should. Likewise as we should. So, you know, anybody that takes up the sword, anybody that jumps the gun, anybody that takes matters into their own hands, you know, against these so-called white people, all right, like you've seen the Panthers do. You saw like these different groups, organizations. You know, it's all in vain. Scripture say, if the Lord build the house, they labor. If the Lord build not the house, they labor in vain that built it. You know. Matter of fact, let's see if I can get that. Unless the Lord build that house, they labor in vain. Because ultimately, it's all about the will of the Lord being fulfilled, man. So when the Lord made that statement, matter of fact, when you read Revelation 19, it says that the armies of heaven followed him. You know, so the ships and the UFOs, they was always at the beck and command of the Lord, man. You know, the armies of heaven was always with us, man. You know, and they were here with us today. All right. Now it says Revelation 19 and verse 1, and after these things I have heard a great voice of much people in heaven, saying, Hallelujah, salvation and glory and power and honor be unto the Lord our power. For true and righteous are his judgments. For he hath judged the great whore, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and have avenged the blood of his servants at her hand. And again they said, Hallelujah, and her smoke arose up forever and ever. And the four beasts and the elders and the four beasts fell down and worshipped the Most High that sat on the throne. All right. Now we jump down to where's this at? The armies of heaven followed him. Um, yeah, 14 verse. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. That's the armies that he said he could have called down on the Roman Empire, man. That's the armies of heaven. That's the ships that you see, all appearing throughout America. That's the ships that you see that's entering into the house of the thief, pursuant to Zechariah the 5th chapter. That's why Esau saying, "Oh, let's shoot down the drones, this and that." Okay, and they're trying to blame it on Project Blue Beam, blame it on this, blame it on that. Ultimately, we know that it's the Lord, man. It's the Lord. All things are of the Lord, man. All right. Ultimately, we know that He's here. He's showing Himself. All right, and He was always there. The ships are always there. Just like when you watch the first Transformers. Yeah, the first Transformers. Oh, I think it was the second one. Yeah, I think it was the second one. The one where they're like, I think they were at the pyramids. Nah, if I'm not mistaken. But they were like, oh, the Transformers. They've always been amongst us. They've always been amongst us. Hiding in plain sight. Right. So they've always been here, man. And in the Lord's time, He could have called them down, but that wasn't the time for Him to call the ships, man. He's gonna come with the armies of heaven. All right. On the second go around. See, because everything works according to the Lord's timing, the Most High Yahweh Shemashai's timing. See, what proves that? He even said that the Son doesn't even know the time when He's gonna come back. It's according to the Father's timing, where He's gonna get the green light to come back, and His will be fulfilled. That He delivers the chosen of Israel, right? With those armies that he told us in Matthew 26:53 that He could have called down. Thinkest not that I could pray to my Father, and He will presently give me 12 legions of angels, right? So these so-called white people, man, they ain't got no power, man. Esau, you ain't got no power, all right? The red cave beast, he ain't got no power. Nobody, none of you heathens got no power. See, what you're gonna understand is that the Lord's in control of everything, man. The Most High rules in the kingdom of men, and everything that we're going through right now as Israelites, the men of the Lord, you know, the nation, as a whole, all these things that we're going through is ultimately the Lord's will. It's of the Lord's will that we went to slavery. It's of the Lord's will that the white man's the one in power with the riches and with his families, intact and all this prosperity that he's experienced. It was all a punishment to you, as Israelites, man. It's all a punishment. So you could come back to Him, so you can understand, so you can know how you made Him feel, man. You know what I'm saying? He stripped you of your nationalities. He stripped you of your rights as Israelite men. Over your women, over your children. And things of that nature. So this is all of the Lord's will. The Lord's in control, man, of everything. The Lord's in control. That's why what I'm saying, you had to call upon Him. So you have mercy in the day of visitation. Because He's the one that's visiting the earth. He's about to come visit the earth again with the armies of heaven, which He told His disciples they could have easily called down. He said, "Look, don't cut this. Don't take matters to your own hands. Pick up the sword. All right. Whoso liveth by the sword, shall die by the sword." Right. So He said, "I could presently call 12 legions of angels down here, man. Like, what I'm saying? I could. You think I can't do that? You think the Lord's not going to give that to me? All right. Just wait, man. Have patience, brother. And let patience have her perfect work. As the Lord said, let patience have her perfect work, man. You know, I know it's a long process. You got to catch a lot of hell, and you know, you're overworked, underpaid. You're doing things that's beneath you. You know what I mean? It's just the truth, because the Lord says, "Israel, homeborn slave, why is he spoiled?" We're not meant to do these type of things, man. On the earth, we're meant to do greater things, man. Greater things. The Lord said, "The things that you saw me do, you would do even greater things." But see, our people don't believe because of unbelief. They've lost their way, you know. But here it is, the Lord gave us the special gift of faith, so we're gonna perform greater things than what we're doing here. You know, menial human tasks, working, paying bills. That's all punishments, man. That's all punishments, man. Okay, but the Lord's gonna return with the armies of heaven, man. All right, the Lord's gonna return with the armies of heaven, and it's up to the Lord's will that these devils go down. You know, so he's the whipping stick, and when he was being questioned by Pontius Pilate, he told the whipping stick, which at that time was the ruler. You know, he was the ruler. The scripts say that the rulers that be are not terrors unto good works. Right? It was all set up that Pontius Pilate would be over there talking to him, so the Lord could speak these things, so we can have it to this day. Things are written aforetime, written for our learning. So here it is now. We're sitting in 2024 on December 20 something. What's today? 17th, 18th. And you here it is. You're going into these things, reading them. You know, at the end, at the latter days, scripts say what? You will consider this. In the latter days, you will consider this, man. Okay, so it said Daniel chapter 2 and verse no chapter 4. Chapter 4 and verse 17. It says this matters by the decree of the watchers. Because we're watching. All right, the watchers are the seers. Matters by the decree of the watchers. Because the Lord said all the counsel was established through the prophets. All right. Whom he spoke through from the foundation of the world. That's in Hosea 12 and 10, also Hebrews the first chapter. You know, the Most High, who has sundry times spake to our fathers by the prophets. You know, so it says Daniel 4 and 17. It says this matters by the decree of the watchers, the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know. What's that demand? That's the Lord's will. The Lord's will is the demand. The Lord's decreeing all this, man. Sirach 18:3. All things obey His will. Right. So this matters by the decree of the watchers. And it says, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High rule in the kingdom of men and give it to whomsoever He will and set it up over the base of men. Most High rules in the kingdom of men. So as the Lord made the statement to Pontius Pilate, he said, man, you can have no power over me except the Lord give this to you. See, everybody's in the trick bag, you know, everybody's in the matrix, and we're the only ones that know the rules of the matrix. We're the only ones that understand the rules, man. Understand what's going on, the playbook, what the Lord's going to do. That's what it's called, the hidden manna, the secrets. We read Deuteronomy 29:29 says the hidden things of the Most High belong to the power, right? But the things that are revealed unto us belong to us and our children forever and ever, right? So the things the Lord gave us to us, that we see through a glass darkly, is the cheat codes to the game that's going on the earth, if you will, you know, in a manner of speaking. So we know that Esau's the devil. We know that Esau's gonna come down with the sword, having great wrath. We know as Esau comes down, you know, the Lord's gonna lift up a standard against him, man. We know that our people are wicked. We know that many gonna betray the Lord. We know all these things, man. We know that there's many fakes and phonies amongst our people, man. We know this, all right. So we're not caught off guard when you see, oh yeah, somebody's trying to blame the ministry. Somebody's doing this. Somebody's doing that. The scriptures say we're not ignorant to Satan's devices. We know all these things, man. The scriptures say Ephesians 5:15, be circumspect. You know, we know that the old school scribes and Pharisees are here. You know, in the midst thereof. You know, we know that there's fucking Judas goats and demons. You know, we know that there's the elect that are here today. We know that the prophets are back on the scene. You know, because the fulfillment of all things have to come. But see, you Christians and all you other clowns out there, you know, that call yourselves, you know, spiritual men, you don't know the secrets. You don't know what's going on. You don't have no idea who the nations are, who your enemies are, and who is this and who is that. You're in gross darkness. That's why it says Isaiah 60:2. Gross darkness shall cover the people, man. But our Lord, He came to give the light to the children of the day. First Thessalonians the 5th chapter, man. All right, you are not in darkness anymore as children of the night, but you are children of the day. All right. Lest that day come upon you unawares, man. So again, Revelation 19 and 13. And it says, and I saw, and he was clothed like it with a vesture dipped in blood, because a vesture dipped in blood, that's presuming Isaiah 63rd chapter. Dyed garments from Basra, because the Lord's going to do much killing when he comes on the scene. In the metaphoric form, he had a vesture dipped in blood. That's metaphorical. How you know that? Because it tells you in 2 Ezra 13th chapter, he didn't lift up a sword. The Lord's not going to literally come down here and get dirty, because the Lord, at the end of the day, he got too much power, man. He gonna let the angels and us get busy and do all the work, but he gonna be the one directing the orchestra, if you will, the armies of heaven. So it says 14 verse. And the armies which were in heaven, when you were a king, you don't do nothing. You lead the charge, in the movies, the king lead the charge or whatever. But when you got that much power, you don't have to do nothing. You have to lift a finger. That's why it says he didn't lift up a sword or a finger. 2 Ezra 13th chapter, man. He didn't lift up a sword or a finger. It said fire proceeded out of his mouth against all them that came to subdue him. Because the so-called white man, all these other nations gonna come to try to subdue our Lord, man. But you can't subdue a God. You can't subdue the gods, which he gonna turn us into gods, right? Because right now we're human beings, we're men and shit. Gotta work, you gotta eat, and But the Lord's gonna give you a new body. Gonna change you in the twinkling of an eye, the last trump. Because he said, "You are God, you shall die like men." That's another one of the secrets and the mysteries, man. Because here it is, you walk around the earth, like Kendrick said, you a God, even though they think you even though they say you ain't. Right? Here it is, you walk around, the white man told you ain't shit. Your woman told you ain't shit. Your mama told you ain't shit. And you begin to believe that shit, But see, that's far from the truth. But we're the descendants of Jacob, Yaakov, man, the sons of God, right? We descend directly from the Most High, his son. Right, that's why we understand his word and his secrets, man. It says in 2 Corinthians, 2 Ezra 3 and 36, you have known that Israel, you shall know that Israel by name had kept that precept, not the heathen. What's that? The men of Israel. The men of Israel have known that way of the Lord, man. As it says in Proverbs 4 and 18, man, the path of the just shineth more on the perfect day. Onto the perfect day is a shining light, man. The path of the just shineth more onto the perfect day. So here it is, the path of the just would be the path of the Israelites, the sons of God, the illuminated ones, not these white people. See, the white man, he has the foolishness of this world, the foolishness of Satan, the wisdom of Satan, which is foolishness with the Most High, man. But the Lord has given us his secrets, again, pursuing Deuteronomy 29:29. So when we see these UFOs, we don't marvel. We don't, oh my God, sometimes you get all, but we know, we understand. We don't need to see them. I don't need to see right now. I don't see no ships in the sky right now. There's no ships in the sky. I know that they're there. I know that they're there, man. They're there. They have to be. All right. Because the Lord said, where 2 or 3 are gathered in the midst thereof, damn in the 2 or 3 are gathered my name there in the midst thereof. The Lord said, I would never leave thee, man, nor forsake thee. I tell you that in Hebrews 13 and 5, man. All right. He said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. And the Lord is faithful and true. All right. Especially to those that's doing his will, man, that call upon his name out of a pure heart, as scriptures say, man. So the Lord is not going to leave us here pursuing the wisdom of Solomon, the 4th chapter. He gave us the comforter, and he sent the spirit of wisdom down with us into the pit, man. Which none of these heathens have. None of the nations understand this, man. That's how you know we're those people. We're under the curses. You know what I'm saying? And we're the ones with the mysteries. All right. There's no other nation of people that's out there with men out there prophesying and speaking about the downfall of Babylon the Great, and nobody else. There's only us, man. And everybody else is blinded. They're alive, but they're dead because they don't see nothing, But we have the vision. So we know that the Lord's coming. And we know that he's here, even though we can't see him in the physical, But he's around you, man. He's around you. And his spirit dwells within you. That's why he said the temple of the Most High you are, man. The spirit of the Most High dwells within you, man. All right. So Revelation 19 and verse 14, and the armies which are in heaven followed him upon white horses, that's the ships, and clothed in linen and white and clean. So he could have called down the armies on the Roman Empire, but he knew the time and the purpose. He understood I had to die for my people. I had to die because he said no greater love have any man to lay down his life for his friends. So he understood that I have to fulfill his will. So I get my rank back, I get my new stature back, I have to pay for my sins and for the sins of my people. That's why he said that new name was written on him that no man knew but he himself, right? Why? Because the Lord had to suffer for his people, man. He had to go. He couldn't cheat the deal. You know, he couldn't go and say, "Oh well, I'm caught down," because even though he could, you know, because that's the Son of God, man. He called down the armies of heaven at any time, just like Elijah called down fire from heaven, man. Elijah called down fire, man. I know the Lord burn these niggas for me, man. You know, but at the end of the day, I have to fulfill my purpose, man. You know, the Lord, you know, you think he was annoyed dealing with these white people? You know, over spitting on him. 2/3 of his people are shitting on him. You know, I'm the Son of God, and these niggas ain't even listening to me. You know, I created these little niggas. I created them. You know, I created them. I gave you life. You know, but you don't even know that. You're under a spell. You don't even know that you're under the spell. That's why he said, Father, forgive them not, for they know not what they do. You know, because ultimately, man, these are my children, and then look at how they treat me. You know, but the Lord, you know, punished them because of what he did when he was Adam. You know, but anyways, and when he was Solomon. All right, he said, if your son committed iniquity, Solomon, he told David, I'll punish you with the rod of men. I'll punish him with the stripes of men. So that's what happened. The so-called white man came up there, and the Lord allowed him to put him on the cross, man. He said it pleased him to bruise his only son. All right, to bruise his only son, man. Because the Lord is not a respecter of persons. He'll do that to his own son, man. He'll do that to his own son, including us. You know, he punished us. You know, he had your children burning and you know, in slavery. You know, with yokes of iron on your neck. You think that's a cruel punishment, man? You know, that's more than time out, man. That's hell right there. All right, but the people don't know the way of the Lord, man. So the Lord sent us to speak His way, to clarify. You know, it says what make them known unto me, man. You know, go drop that word, son of man. Drop that word against the house of Jacob, right? Drop that word and prophesy onto the house of Israel and make them know my ways, man. All right. Matter of fact, let's get that. Drop that word down. Drop that word. Why did he say drop that word? Because the word of the Lord is intrinsically linked to the prophets. Because they put the word together. They're the ones that put the scrolls together. They're the one that put the scriptures together. That's who the Lord was dealing with. Moses, Zephaniah, Zechariah, Haggai, Amos. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah. That's why it says it's the burden of Isaiah. That means that's his word. That's his testimony. You know, the Lord. I'm gonna use Isaiah. Speak to these people right here. Ezekiel. I'm gonna use him. You know. So it says, Ezekiel 20:46. And son of man, set thy face towards the south, and drop thy words to the south, and prophesy against the forest of the south field, and say to the forest of the south, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord, power, behold, I will kindle a fire in thee, and it shall devour every green tree in thee, and every dry tree. And the flaming flame shall not be quenched. All the faces of the south to the north shall be burnt up, and all flesh that see it shall see that I, the Lord, have kindled it, and it shall not be quenched. Right? And ultimately, the fire that burns this place is not going to be quenched, man. But before the Lord destroyed any place or send anybody, He'll send Jonah. You know, go to Nineveh. Go to Nineveh. You know, and speak to them. You know, that's why when the Lord came on the scene, He told them in Matthew, right, in the 3rd chapter, He said, "They should not see the sign except the sign of the prophet Jonas. This wicked generation seeketh after a sign, but they should not see a sign except the sign of the prophet Jonas." Meaning destruction, meaning fire. All right, that's what they're gonna see. All right, because they didn't listen to Jonah. They didn't listen to none of you men. All right, they didn't take heed to Noah. Noah's gonna reign to 120 years talking to these dumbasses. 120 years. Oh, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. Or it's gonna rain. The Lord's gonna send rain. Oh no, you nigga, you ain't shit. You're proud. The Lord's not dealing with you. Who you think you are? You know, that's how they received you. That's how they received you, man. That's how they received the Lord's men. All right. That's how they treat you. Turn their back on you. You know, but it's all good. Because that's how the Lord does things. He does things in balance. All right. You did this to me. You're my men. You're my men. You're my prophets. You turned your back on me. I'm gonna turn your people. They're your sons, and I'm gonna turn them against you. I'm gonna turn them. They ain't gonna listen to you, just like you ain't listen to me. You know. You house shy. You too. Boom. You think you going boom. You think you're gonna transgress me. You're gonna turn your back. You're gonna follow Eve. Boom. You know. I'm gonna do you dirty too. All right. You're gonna suffer too. The stripes of men. I'm gonna punish you too. See, the Lord is not a respecter of persons. Straight across the board, man. Even his own son, boom, you get the same treatment. You know, you get the same treatment. All right. So Ezekiel 21:2, it says, Son of man, set thy face toward Jerusalem and drop thy word to the holy places and prophesy against the land of Israel. See, we're sent to speak against the people of Israel, man. Against you, you Negro, Latino, and Americans, because your heart is stretched forth against the Lord. It's stiff. It's your neck is stiff against the Lord, man. Okay, that's why he said, drop your word against them. All right. That's why he said the Lord's coming with division, because he's coming with the sword, because you niggas are against the Lord, man. All right, you're against him. So the Lord's going to divide you niggas from with your covenant with hell that he said it would be disannulled, Isaiah 28:15, with the armies of heaven. When he comes with the ships, he's going to disannul your contract with this white man, with this covenant with hell that you made back in the garden with Eve, through the woman Eve. That's why it tells you that in First Timothy, I think that's the second chapter, it says Adam was not in the transgression, but it was Eve that was in the transgression. Why? Because your covenant with hell was through her. That's why it says the lips of the flattering woman, the strange woman that flattered with her lips. Here it is, the seducer, the false doctrines, that the serpent came with through the subtlety of the woman. That's why we always speak about the contract between the serpent and Eve, man. Okay, because it goes deeper than just us, disliking the behavior of the black woman. It goes deeper than that, man. It goes back to the beginning of time, like Justin Timberlake said. It goes all the way back, man. This runs deep, man. This runs deep. So at the end of the day, the Lord's coming back to disannul that contract, which he said in Isaiah 28:15. He gonna disannul the contract that Jake got with hell, with the white man, with the heathens. That's why I said Proverbs 3:31, envy not thy oppressor, true none of his ways. Because the Lord had made a covenant with you. He said, only you have I known of all the families of the earth. Amos 3:2. Therefore, I'll punish you for all your iniquities. I only knew you. I didn't know nobody else. I made a covenant with you and you broke it. I kept my end of the bargain. I loved you. I didn't cheat on you. I didn't turn around and do nothing to you. I didn't choose anybody other nation. I didn't choose the white man. I didn't choose the Chinese. I chose you, the smallest of the families, and made you to be what? As the sand of the sea. Made you to be the salt of the earth. Made you to be the emblem of excellency, But here it is, you spit in my face 7 times, man. A complete number of times you spit in my face. So here it is, boom. You're an American, you're nothing, all right? Your women don't respect you, your children don't respect you. You can't get along with each other for nothing, and you're blinded. You got madness, astonishment, heart, but the Lord has left behind a remnant, according to his mercy, man, according to his great wisdom, which he always knew that he was going to do, because he started all this that we're in 2024. He started all of this from the beginning, man. He created this from the beginning. He spoke this from the beginning. So again, fast forward to the 26th chapter of Matthew, when the Lord is speaking about the him calling the armies of heaven down, that fulfillment is gonna come through what brothers have been speaking, from the apostles, from the time when the Lord said what, Matthew the 4th chapter. I mean Malachi the 4th chapter, where he said, I will turn the hearts of the fathers to the sons, and the sons to the fathers. Unless I smite the earth with a curse, I'll send Elijah the prophet again. Unless I smite the earth with a curse. That fulfillment, because here it is, that word came forth, what I'm saying, at the latter end, because the Lord said the gospel shall be preached onto the ends of the earth, then the end shall come. So here it is, that word is being fulfilled by the prophets. All right. Like when John the Baptist was speaking about the return of our Lord, right? Then the Lord came, boom, and he came and baptized them, did all this, right? That same process is taking place here, man, but on a grander scale. That's why the Lord said the works that you would do, that you see me do, you would do greater. That's why, the knowledge is increasing. Daniel the 12th chapter, knowledge is increasing. So here it is, boom. Everything's being fulfilled. Everything that the Lord spoke of from the beginning. So the Lord is going to call them 12 legions, man. And he's going to be the spearhead of it. The chief cornerstone, it says, which the builders disallowed, that the head of the corner is going to break the image. And Daniel the 2nd chapter speaks about the image, and we're at the feet. That's partly strong, partly weak, mixed in iron and clay. We're at that juncture where he's gonna come and break that image. But how he's gonna do it? With the armies of heaven, with the help of his brothers, the angels. All right, with Michael and Uriel. That's why I tell you in Daniel the 12th chapter, the 1st verse, Michael shall stand up, the prince of thy people, shall stand up for the children of thy people. Why? Because he's gonna be part of the army. He's gonna be part of the army that's with the Lord. He's gonna be one of the generals. Just like Esau got generals. Esau got, like Alexander had the 4 generals. Latsamakus and all them, Cassander. The Lord has his generals. The Lord has the archangels, man. You know, and the Lord has more. That's why it says there's more that's with us, there's with them. The Lord has more power, you know, but his power is a power that's hidden. The scripture says the Most High is a power that hides himself, you know. So that's a hidden power, ready to reveal himself. But he's revealed himself unto us in the spirit, by his name, by his ways, by his laws, by his breath that he put back into us. Pursuant to Ezekiel 37 chapter, man. All right. Oh no. Yeah. The 37th chapter is the two sticks. It said in the valley of dry bones, where he breathed back into it the life. So he made us know his secrets. You know what I mean? But part of that secret is that he's gonna come with the thousands of heaven. That's what the slaves were talking about when they said, "Look, free low, swing chariot coming forth to carry me home." That's what they was referring to. Even though they couldn't say UFOs or this and that, because they have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. They have a zeal. I bear them record, Romans 10:2. I bear them record they have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. So that zeal that they had was those swing low, swing chariot. But swing low, swing chariot is gonna come forth and carry you home. You know what I mean? Carry forth and carry you home back to Zion. Like what's the girl name? What's her name? She did a song with Carlos Santana. Lauryn Hill. Yeah, bringing it back to Zion. So Isaiah chapter 40. And turn this off. I'll waste the battery. Turn this off. Isaiah 40 and verse 1, it says, comfort ye, my people, said your God, and speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry out to her that her warfare is accomplished. Yeah, our warfare is going to be accomplished when the Lord comes, man. Because all you doubters and all you naysayers and all you people that, the Lord's not real, nah, he's not coming, your niggas is waiting on the sky daddy and all this shit, you're going to be left behind, man. And it's going to be a sad day. That's why it says weeping and gnashing of teeth. All right, because the deliverance of the Lord, that's why I tell you in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, they shall stand in awe, right? And when they see the strangeness of his salvation, man. This is he whom we had in derision and a proverb of reproach. All right, so it says that her warfare is accomplished. Tell her that her warfare is accomplished and that her iniquity is pardoned. The ones that's pardoned, the one that get beamed up in the ship. The ones that the angels see in Ezekiel 9:4, it said what? They have a mark of exemption on them, a thawah, a mark of exemption. So it says that her iniquity is pardoned, for she have received of the Lord's hand double for all her sins. The voice of him that crieth in the wilderness of John, prepare ye the way of the Lord, make straight the desert a highway for the power. Every valley shall be exalted, every mountain and hill shall be made low, and crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places plain. Yeah, that's the ultimate equalizer. Like Denzel can't save the day where the Lord is going to come with the equalizer. That's the thousands of heaven, man. I tell you, it Psalms the 68th chapter, man. It says the Most High sitting in the midst of the chariots, 20,000 chariots in the 17th verse. 20,000 ships. 22. That's a figurative number, man. It could be more, it could be less, but it's probably more, man. Because the Lord, his power is, the script says, unlimited, man. Omnipotent. It says all powerful, man. The Lord had no beginning, no end, man. So his power has no end. So there's no limit to what the Lord could do for us, man. There's no limit. Oh, I tell you that to not limit the Holy One of Israel. Psalms 78. Psalm 78 and verse what's that, 40? 41? Yeah, I believe so. Psalm 78 and verse 41, it says, but yeah, they turned back and tempted the Most High and limited the Holy One of Israel. Yeah, the Lord has no limits, man. The Lord don't have no limits. All right, so you so-called white people, man, all your bullshit has no bearing about what's about to happen. Whatever plan you come up with, see, that's the craziest thing, man. Everything that these people do, that's why the scripture say, why did the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? Psalms the 2nd chapter. Anything you niggas come and say against us, that's why it says what? There's nothing you can do for the truth, but against the truth, but for the truth, right? Because anything you do is controlled by the Most High, man. That's the trippiest part, the spookiest part, man. Like where Paul said, that's the spooky part, man. That's the spooky part, man. The Most High controls every single aspect of everything that you do or what you don't do. But you think that that's why it says the deceiver and the deceived are hit. You think that in Job the 12th chapter, that's why you think that you're doing something, but it's the Most High that's doing it, man. It's the Most High that's using you to do it. He might use a demon to do it, or he might use an angel on the right hand side or the left. You know, like they show you in the movies or in the cartoons, you know. But anything you devils do, it's all of the Most High. So when you bring up that microchip and start persecuting us, you know, you think you're gonna get the victory, you know. But ultimately, the Lord is gonna give us the victory and lift up a standard against you devils, man. But it's all according to the Lord's plan, man. It's all according to His, you know, His will. Of His own will, He begat us. It was of His own will to bring you into the truth, whether that be for deliverance or whether that be for destruction, you know, which is balance. But ultimately, you know, hey, that's all that us knowing that is comfort in of itself, you know, because here it is, it's the Most High guide your path, man. Proverbs 20 and 24, man, you know. All right, man's going to the Lord. How then can a man understand his own way? You know, so the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, Isaiah 40 and 5. Well, how is it going to be revealed when he come from heaven, man, with the ships? That's a ultimate revealing. The veil is taken off. You know, the Lord say he's gonna break the clouds, man. You know, he's gonna come and be revealed for amongst the people. The people gonna see it. All eyes shall see him. It said Revelation 1 and 7. Every eye shall see him. I ain't gonna see him. And breaking the firmament, you know, breaking the sea. That's what he referred to it as, you know, with the sea of glass, you know, having their harps in Revelation 16 chapter. You know, that's the Lord come on ships. And when he beam you up, let me stand upon the harps, standing upon the sea of glass on top of the firmament, looking down, you know, by way of the ships, you know, by way of the UFOs, if they as they call them. So it says Isaiah 50 and 4. It says, "And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. For the mouth of the Lord has spoken it." Yeah, the Lord designed this. He put it into fruition. Isaiah 42 and 9. It says, "Behold, the former things are come to pass, the things I already spoke of before. And new things I do declare before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Sing unto the Lord a new song and his praise from the end of the earth. Yeah, all you that go down to the sea, all that's therein, the isles and the inhabitants thereof. And let the wilderness and the cities thereof lift up their voice. The villages that Kedar do inhabit, let them inhabitants of the rock sing, let them shout from the top of the mountains. For the Lord shall go forth as a mighty man, and he shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. And he shall cry, and yet roar, and he shall prevail against his enemies. Prevail against them with the armies of heaven, man. So in the in the context of him coming the first time, the way he prevailed against his enemy was just by dying, just by giving himself up, because that was his task. You know, if he sometimes the way to prevail is, you know, succumbing, you know, agreeing with the adversary quickly. So sometimes you got to prevail that way, you know. But the second time, he's gonna prevail by vengeance. He's gonna take vengeance. He's gonna not meet this devil as a man. He's gonna come. The Lord gonna give him. He's gonna come as a young lion, you know, his full strength. You know, like the brother would like to say, like the other brother would like to say, in full strength. You know? So it said, he shall cry, yeah, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. I have a long time holding my peace. Hey, 2,000 plus years, which is only 2 days in the eyes of the Lord, as pursuant of 2 Peter's 3rd chapter. 1,000 years is 1 day with the Lord. So here it is. For a long time, I hold in my peace. All right. I have been still. I refrain myself. I didn't call down the armies of heaven on these white people. You know what kind of restraint that takes? These niggas are pissing and shitting on me, and I don't call my daddy on them. I don't call my father. I didn't call the armies of heaven and evaporate them. You know, I could just easily call and I pray to the Lord, and he could have easily just brought them down here. You know, but here it is. I suffer it because that's the right thing to do. I must bear the indignation of the Lord because they sinned against them. All right. The Lord knew that. That's why he said he was perfect according to the law. Right. And boom, he got the victory. But he had to wait. You know, just like we do. Just like we do in these times. You know, we have to wait. But it says, I've been still, I refrain myself. Now I will cry like a travailing woman, and I will destroy and devour at once. And I'll make waste mountains and hills and dry up all their herbs. All their herbs, all this white man's herbs, all the lands. I'll make the rivers islands, and I'll make the I will dry up the pools thereof, and I'll bring the blind by a way that they knew not. That was us, right? You was Gentiles carried away to dumb idols, right? And I will lead them in the paths that they have not known. Again, Proverbs 4:18, right? The path of the just shineth more unto the perfect day, perfect light. Now I will lead them into the paths they have not known. I will make darkness light before them, and crooked things straight. These things I will do unto them, and I will not forsake them. Again, Hebrews 13 and 5. It says, it says, um, let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have, for he have said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. So back in Isaiah 42, in verse what is it? 16, these things I will do unto them, and I will not forsake them. They shall be turned back, and they shall be greatly ashamed, they that trust in graven images, they that say to the moon images, ye are gods. Hear ye deaf, and look ye blind, that ye may see. Who is blind but my servant, or deaf is my messenger that I sent? Who is blind is he that is perfect, and blind is the Lord's servant, seeing many things, but thou observest not, opening their ears, and but he heareth not. The Lord is well pleased, for his righteousness' sakes he will magnify the law and make it honorable. But this is a people that's robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses, and they are for a prey, and none delivereth for a spoil, and none say restore, right? But the Lord's gonna restore it when he beam you up, man. When he take this place apart, by the ships, man, by the missiles, which are part of the Lord's armies, man. Which speaks of the Lord's armies in Joel the second chapter as well. They're gonna reign as mighty men that have never been the like. So it says, who among you will give ear to this? Only the elect, who will hearken and hear for the time to come. Who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the robbers? Did not the Lord? That was the Lord that did that. As there be evil in the city, the Lord have not done it. So you cursing out, the Most High, this and that. Yeah, the Most High is the one that did it, man. And you can't say nothing against it, because that's a righteous judgment. Who is the scripture say, who is thou to replies against thy maker? So it said, did not the Lord, he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither would they obedient unto his law. Therefore he poured out his fury upon them, the fury of his anger upon them, and the strength of battle, and it have set him on fire round about. Yet he knew not, and it burned him, and yet he laid it not to the heart. But the Lord told his people, Isaiah 26:20, come into thy chambers while the indignation be overpassed. So that's for the remnant that understand that the Lord is in control of all things, man. So when the Lord made that statement, I could call 12 legions down here, man. And I just read that, so I just wanted to do this lesson here, because you got to picture this, it's like the Lord, he's speaking, like you locked up, you praying, man, and it's like you would easily call down legions, man, of angels. If you had that type of power, you would do it, man. But the Lord showed great restraint. The Lord showed great restraint, man. All right. That's why he said, the greater thou art, the more humble thyself. That's a humble thing to do, man. Everybody else just exercise their power, man. Like, nah, I ain't putting up with this shit, Hey, but the Lord said, I'm amongst you as one that ministers, man. The Son of Man came not to minister, but to be ministered, not to maybe ministered onto, but to minister. So that's part of ministering right there. That's restraining yourself, man. Like, look, these little niggas. I could just call fire down on their asses. These demons. I could just start all over. But no, I gotta respect the will of the Lord, man. But ultimately, hey, that's just left for us as an example. All right. So thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, Matthew 26:53, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels. All right. So victory standeth not in the multitude of the host, but victory comes from the heavens, man. All right. That's why the angel in Acts the first chapter, they said, "Oh, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye up gazing up into heaven? For the same way the Lord left, that's how he's gonna return." Roughly paraphrasing, right? So Maccabees third chapter and 18th verse, it says, "And unto Judas answered, it is no hard thing for many to be shut up in the hands of a few." That's why it says Psalms in the 91st chapter you know, that the Lord's gonna be with us, you know, even though thousands come against us, you know, He's gonna shadow cover us against the shadow of our wings, even if billions, there's gonna be billions against us, man. You know, thousands and billions, millions, you know, millions of so-called white people, all the heathen of the world. There's billions that's against us. Is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of a few. With the power of heaven, it is all one to deliver with great multitude or a small company. For the victory of the battle stand not in the multitude of a host, but strength cometh from the heavens. All right. They come against us in much pride and iniquity to destroy us and our wives and our children, but to spoil us. But we fight with our lives and our laws. Wherefore the Lord himself will overthrow them before our face. And as for you, be ye not afraid of them. You see, the Lord himself, man, the Lord is going to come himself, right? He said he's going to dwell amongst you in Zion. He's going to dwell amongst you in Jerusalem. So here it is. He himself going to come down to fight, you know, by way of, you know, the ships. He going himself going to deliver you. And so that's going to be the fulfillment of the wedding, all right? Which the Lord spoke of, you know, him sending his servants out to gather in the wedding, both good and bad fish, into the wedding, into the feast, if you will. You know? So that's why I says he that winneth many souls is wise. Okay, so the Most High himself will, the Lord Yahweh Shem himself will overthrow them before our face. As for you, be not afraid of them. All right, because there's more there's with us than is with them. Than be. Remember what I said. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, as it says here, the victory come from heaven. And stand not in the multitude of the host, in the multitude of the armies. It is an easy thing and the Most High to set up many in the hands of a few. You know. So let me see how I find that. I'll close out with that. That's all good, man. It's not popping up. But yeah, with that, I say, call like Malaya Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Akakwadash. All right. The ones to our apostles and elders that taught us the truth, great millstone, and before. And peace and salutations unto the elect. All right. Shalom.